All right, so what we're going to be doing is we're going to be breaking down the TSM versus EG game, sort of. I'm going to be giving more of my opinion as like a TSM fan, um, in complete honesty, because I'm going to be brutally honest. I'm biased in this situation with TSM versus EG because I am a TSM fan. um, but we're gonna just try to break down games every week. I thought the TSM versus EG game was a little interesting because it's TSM needs to prove they can beat teams like EG more regularly because EG is one of the top teams and people have serious doubts about TSM's actual ability to beat top teams like that. So shout out to Onivia, by the way, for creating this highlight reel because that's where we're going off this game. So yeah, let's go.
Onivia, League of Legends highlights.
Here for Evil Geniuses, it will be that mid laner. It will
So first
be the
of all,
response to Bjergsen's LeBlanc. And
the order that gets drafted in. Here, let's go back.
here for Evil Geniuses, it will be that mid laner. It will be the response to.
So the order that they drafted in, um, I totally Yumi, Varus, Syndra, Ornn, Twisted Fate, Callista as the first round bans, which totally makes sense because all those are really strong champions right now. Um, and then you got the set TSM band Set and Kassadin because mostly I think because Kassadin is such a strong roamer, and Jizuke excels on champions like that. People that can just pop up out of nowhere and just end your carry. Which whenever someone like Aphelios, um, you have no real peel except for unless he has his I don't remember what it's called, but his purple cannon that roots people. Unless he has that, there's no real any way for you to actually stop Kassadin from doing anything. And chances are, by the time that you hit him with that, you're already dead against the Kassadin. Um, and then you got on the other side, you got the Zillion band because Bjergsen is one of the only people. I think it's Bjergsen and Jensen are the only two really scary Zillions almost in the entire world, in my opinion. Um, and then Fiddlesticks because TSM's been playing that lately. Um, they got Syndra because it's just a strong pick. It doesn't matter in this situation that Bjergsen's known for playing Syndra at a really high level. Ornn is just ridiculous late game because he can upgrade everyone's weapons, and especially when you have someone like Aphelios and Kindred on your team, that just makes it almost unmanageable. Um, then the Callista, in my opinion, is just because they wanted to TSM wanted to first pick Aphelios and didn't want to give EG the Callista right off the bat. Um, then you got the Aphelios pick, which that's super strong. 80 carry. If you want someone like you want to give double lift the carry, more than likely, and that's what Aphelios is. And you got Spikas on Kindred, which I've never seen him play Kindred before, but from my experience of watching him every once in a while, he's been more suited towards like the stronger, like more aggressive junglers. Um, Biofrost is really good at Braum, and just timing and stuff. I've never really seen Broken Blade from what I can remember playing Shen that much, so I don't have much to draw on that. But Bjergsen on really any mid lane mage is usually pretty good, and LeBlanc is super strong. Then you got Volibear. Volibear's really is one of the strongest champions in the game right now. The pros have been interviewed. They've told people that like he's one of the strongest champions in the game in general right now, just with the way that Riot redid him. Graves is because once again you want more aggressive junglers in this meta right now, and Svenskerin's shown that he can play Graves very very well. Then you got the Ezreal, which is I think Bang just choosing something that he's comfortable on. You got the Bard, which Bard is actually from the games that I've played lately. Bard is actually really strong right now. But I think he doesn't get played as much in pros just because there are other champions that give you more tanky and CC than Bard does at the moment. And then Karma mid has been popping up again. But I don't think it suits Zazel's playstyle. I mean, not Zazel's, but Jizuke's. Because Jizuke's playstyle is more of, like I said before, more of that sort of like assassin. Like, I'm going to split push and I'm going to pop up out an arm, I'm going to hit you. And Karma, from my experience, is more of like, even if she's super strong and has a lot of AP, she's going to sit there and she's going to want to like support. Like, she is a support, so she's going to want to support, but even after she hits you with damage, she's still going to want to sit around Bang and probably want to like give Bang shields, give Bang the CC from her root, like stuff like that. So yeah, that I don't know if that's the best idea, just because I don't know how well it matches up with Jizuke's playstyle. Like, because playstyles are one of those things where I feel like you can get you get hard stuck in it, right? You learn how to play the game that way, and it's hard for you to stop yourself from playing it that way.
Bjergsen's LeBlanc,
So,
and it looks like Jizuke will be on the Karma.
Okay, Karma I think makes a lot of
Past
sense.
5 minutes, and Evil Geniuses have found their opportunity through good pressure on the bottom
All
lane
right.
to take this
so
uncontested.
that looks like a
Nobody
good
from
start for
TSM's gonna go
EG so
anywhere near
far.
it.
Honestly, they got the first
they don't know
drag,
they have been spotted. They will be able to figure that out now,
but
though, as they're actually looking for
then-
Jizuke.
Jizuke
No
reading
flash.
up, damage
Okay.
coming through, lot of damage down
Ooh,
onto the mid lane.
Okay, so what happened
From
was...
the EG, good
hold up.
plays from TSM. First blood over to their side. Svenskeren trying to run away, maybe get a return kill, maybe going to be killed now himself. Biofrost
So
moving
Bjergsen
up,
went
lands
in
the bag
and
of cash on
Broken
Kubo,
Blade
trying
sort
to
of...
get Biofrost
Broken Blade sort of, if we go back to there. So we're at this point. He jumps forward like that, right? Bjergsen's in the process of jumping forward at Jizuke. And not Biofrost, Broken Blade then starts ulting Bjergsen right there so that he can get guaranteed
Although, as
CC
they're
off
actually looking for Jizuke.
along with the
Jizuke
root.
reading up, damage coming
There's
through,
no way
lot of
Jizuke is going to get out of
damage
that
down on
alive.
the
Their
mid laner
only
from
hope for
EG.
making a
Good
play
plays
is
from
force
TSM. First
Svenskeren
blood
right
over
there
their
to
side.
actually like
Svenskeren trying to run away, maybe get a return kill,
maybe
maybe going to
get,
be killed
like
now
Captain Flash
himself.
just said, get a
Biofrost
return
moving
kill.
up, lands the
And then
bag of
Kumo
cash
sort of gets caught in
onto
no man's
Kubo,
land
trying
because
to
he
get
tries to
some
come
more of
help.
that money here for him and the rest of his team. Taunt goes
and
through,
then he
stun
dies.
lands down, Kubo goes out, and Bjergsen grabs the
Be
second.
like a hybrid thing, like as we'll have to pause that.
Oh no, Jizuke.
And then
there's no
Jizuke
way
gets
out of
caught
this
out
one.
again
Runes go
because
through,
Braum
damage
runs
follows up.
with,
Speak is the one to
But I think
With
it might be a
Kindred.
little bit ill-advised. Bjergsen is
Oh,
roaming
does
down.
Svenskeren
He has
steal
his
this?
ultimate if he needs
Oh, no,
it.
Speak is still
Zazel's
got it.
here, but Speaker with a good
Svenskeren's
smite,
in
making
trouble
sure they
here, I
don't
think,
give that
'cause he's got
objective
that
away.
char-
That
okay.
means TSM
So he had that
are
charge
easy,
on him.
because it is one of those things that
Speak it seemed
when-
totally willing
even
to
just
just
saying the
recklessly
words
jump in on
Gunblade
him.
Volibear, it makes me feel like solo queue.
Yeah, that's a weird thing in my opinion, is in pros especially, bringing, like Captain Flowers said, bringing Gunblade on Volibear, because Volibear scales so much more right now off of AD than AP for most of his damage. Like his AP that he gets is off of his ult and off of his like little lightning thing from the sky, his E. And if you can hit it, it's really strong if you go AP, but if you're not able to hit it, which against the Shen, I'm not sure how well you're going to be able to hit it because you can just dash out of it. You'll give yourself more of a shield, but you can't really chase him. And so I don't really like. It's really good for the sustain because you get the lifesteal a bunch, but I don't know what's going on with that otherwise. So
Because it feels like that kind of a build. Bottom side.
I'm going to be interested to see where he goes for a second item, and it probably I'm assuming is still going to be more like Triforce.
so Felios is currently up. Ooh, that was a
Longsword
good
already put there means at
good try
most
by
you're getting a
Zazel,
bruiser
honestly.
item.
And then
Jizuke bound
Jizuke gonna
up.
die
Bjergsen
again.
able to supply the initiation and the follow-up from
Jizuke's
the
having
rest of the
problems
team.
this
It's
game.
double
just in,
lift
like,
with
they're-
the Hail Mary
you can see
shots.
they're purposely picking on him in this
Very
game.
true. TSM now with the chance to grab their second Drake of the game. Speaker picks that one up, no contest. Nobody
Let's see,
wanting to walk
and-
down there and deal with that. Nobody getting out of the
Yeah,
top side
this game
either,
is
as
just
Kumo gets himself
looks
killed
so
off by the
far
combined
like it's
power of the
TSM
TSM
just,
solo
like,
lanes. Zazel now trying to
abusing-
run away, trying to protect Svenskeren, but will
abusing
not do a
Jizuke
damn
off the
thing.
beginning.
Doublelift grabbing himself his second kill of the game, and Isaac
And then
Yeah, they are really just
basically, I think they're about to do it again, actually. But abusing Jizuke and the fact that he, like right now, he wants to split push. He wants to try to hit those carries or just like create havoc somewhere that TSM isn't. Because like you can see right here, Bjergsen's on the top part of the map. Jizuke's down here at the bottom side. Like he's trying to counter Bjergsen's push that he's putting with his own push, trying to get that tower on bot side. But in doing that, even though it's Karma, you can run away faster. Unless you're really fed, and like he went for the Athene's Unholy Grail right there. Like that's not a very good single item to go against the Kindred that already has their Blood Razor. Pretty sure that's Blood Razor, if I remember right. But as Blood Razor with a Shen coming in that already has a Sunfire Cape, you're not gonna win that fight. You're going to be able to run away maybe because she's got the Merc Treads, but like you're not going to win the fight, if that makes sense. So like probably just going to watch Jizuke die right here because he doesn't have a tower to hide behind.
United defensively to pick on Jizuke. He's
It
gone.
doesn't stop. Jizuke's 0-4-0. TSM has targeted him. Yeah, Broken Blade using that stand United so well this game, just getting involved and helping set the team up for success. Zazel bang Jizuke all mid here, trying to get this tier 1
in my
turret away
opinion,
from
with
TSM.
Shen's ult is if you use it defensively all the time, you're not really getting your full out of it.
Making sure that it
You're,
does. Evil
if
Genius
you've got someone like with you, like a LeBlanc,
is losing
right
their
here,
tier 2 in the
and
bottom lane. Bjergsen putting in the auto
you can
attack
have
from the map.
Bjergsen jump in, and you're already channeling your ult. And he jumps in, so like they did on that first play where Bjergsen jumped in, he ulted him. You can. That was really nice by Zazel, actually.
Immuning the turret with the stasis,
I mean, they're probably TSM's probably still gonna get the tower.
To keep it alive, defend it a
but
little
that
bit
was
longer,
good
still
because
gonna be
otherwise
taken down anyway,
there's a
ladies
small
and
chance it would have gotten the second shot,
It's,
like charge off
y'all
on
know
that
the-
second tier turret, or
Easy stuff there for EG.
more of them would have died because there would have been a threat of getting hit by the tower.
Just watching him go. This is going to be starting with this
So-
Baron. They see Volibear down on the bottom side. They want to get his TP
Oh,
out.
is TSM
They
gonna be able
can't
to
just
get
basically
that?
two-man the Baron here with Aphelios and Broken Blade.
Yeah, Doublelift has the Chakrams. This is the highest DPS gun that Aphelios can get here at close range. TP coming in now from Evil Genius. Kumo making sure he finds his way into the
Okay.
fight. Bjergsen going to be doing the same now, but he's taken
Did
very
Bjergsen
low.
get
Having
out?
to walk away. Doublelift grabbing the damage,
Nope.
and it's enough to kill off
Bjerg died.
Sphera, but Bjergsen will also
But
fall. It's a 1-for-1 so far, and Kumo stays
I think
stuck on
TSM
the
will
front
be able to
line.
turn this
But
though
here come
because of the
Evil
stand United
Geniuses.
right there.
Lamb's Respite
'Cause
will keep
Kumo
TSM
pushed
alive,
way too far
but
up right
they
there.
have enough time to
And
take
they have
down
an
the Volibear.
Aphelios.
Now the counterattack's coming in, and Doublelift is looking to dance around. The Infernum is spreading all over the team fight. Ladies and gentlemen, the man has enough guns
Because
to
in
get
that fight,
the
I feel
work
like if you have the
done.
Aphelios and you have a
TSM will
Kindred,
win the fight.
the
They
amount
do
of
lose
DPS you
Bjergsen,
can
and there were
throw
so many
down
low
when
health
you
bars.
have a
It was
Shen
very,
and
very
a
close
Braum
fight,
to
but
just
TSM
like
do
soak
take
up
it, and they
damage
are right back
and
onto the
mitigate
Baron.
damage along
Bang
with it.
is in the area, and they're actually going to TP back
They
in here
can
with
not
Jizuke, so
free
they want
hit,
to try
but
to
come
see can
pretty
they
close to
stop
free
this
hitting,
from
essentially.
going down. There's no smite on Spica.
And Jizuke is going
Lamb's
to try
Respite
to
had
do
such a
Jizuke
major
things.
impact in that fight. It looked
If
like
he
it might have
okay, if
finally been the
Jizuke was
chance
someone like LeBlanc in that situation, someone would have died, because he just would have been able to jump in. He probably would have bursted down Spica because Spica doesn't have his ult right now, or he would have hit would have hit Shen back here and just blown up one of them. Maybe even stolen the Baron because Broken Blade's the one that got it. I don't think Spica. Yeah, Spica didn't even have Smite up, so he might have even stolen the Baron. If he was someone that wasn't Karma, if he was pretty much, if he could have played almost any like assassin in general, and he would have probably been a lot more comfortable in that situation because you saw how he like walked up that way and like here.
Let's get a TP back in here with Jizuke, so they want to try to see
because they're going for it, and Jizuke very aggressively like runs up. He gets all the way up to here, right? Which honestly, if Biofrost would have been ready for it, he totally would have gotten queued and Doublelift would have killed him. If TSM was really ready for Jizuke, because I think Jizuke kind of shocked TSM right there, shocked Biofrost and all of them, that he was willing to go that far forward with that, because honestly, just about any other mid laner that I have seen would have probably like stopped right about here as soon as they got vision on that Baron and would have kind of been like, okay, I'm not gonna be able to do anything here based on the champion that I am. Like, I might be able to throw an ult Q in there and hope that I damage one of them, but like that's the most I got. Just gotta measure the risk and the reward. But because Jizuke is so used to playing high DPS people, or like Echo, LeBlanc, people like that, that'll be able to just get in, get out really quick. He stepped that far forward, which I feel like could have been real bad.
Mike on speaker.
Because as you can
Lamb's
see,
respite
like,
had such a
he
major
almost dies
impact
in
in
that.
that fight. It looked like it might have finally been the chance that EG needed to come back and win something.
oh, does one of them
But
die
then the
regardless?
turnaround with that
Oh, they're gonna
ever
try to
so
get them.
powerful Kindred ulti, and now Jizuke
Oh, yeah,
and Bang
Jizuke's
have
dead
to
here.
try to hold on. Bjergsen jumps in.
Oh,
He's
is he
also
not?
taken down
Oh,
pretty
Bang's
close to
dead.
death himself. Bang! Killed off. Jizuke running
Oh,
for
Jizuke's
his
still
life,
gonna
and
die
all
'cause he's
TSM
running into
has
towers.
to contemplate is who's going to be getting the money on this one. Bjergsen making sure he steps out of the way of the inner flame.
Yeah, no, that
Double
was
kill
a,
over to him, and with two
that
players.
was a
Extend
big
this whole
mistake
lead
by them, I
so
feel like.
much, if not end the game with this push.
Doublelift doing so much damage on this Aphelios this game. 6
This was 30 minutes in. It's just been basically 30 minutes of just TSM asserting their will
coming
on
out from the
EG.
side of Evil Geniuses here in the team fights. Working towards the
okay,
death dance
Kumo.
next. Spica's on the front line. They try to initiate onto him, but Biofrost does a good job of protecting and disengaging. Now TSM are trying to fire some shots into the back line themselves, and Jizuke will be the
I
first
don't
one
understand
to fall.
that by Kumo.
now being
I
chased
feel like
down
that was a.
taunt will
I
seal
feel.
his
I feel
working
like
toward-
that right here was a desperation play, right? Because what they're hoping they can do right here, where they all are, is you got Zazel's got his ult. He's gonna launch it right here-ish. Kumo is basically just gonna run in a straight line, which is kind of Volibear's kit. Like if you played the old Volibear, that was his entire kit. Was he was gonna run at you, he was gonna throw you over him, and then he was gonna press his E, and he was gonna like displace you a little bit with his roar. But I feel like the fact that Kumo has his flash right now, so does Svenskeren, but like Svenskeren, in my opinion, nothing really would have been gained from flashing into it. But with Kumo, he could have flashed
Stop
in
healing
and
coming out from the side
grabbed.
of Evil.
He could have grabbed Spica right there, if he were to flash Q, right? And I feel like that would have been a great way to start off, because at the very least, he would have burned that ult from Spica, and then that would have been a way better start than this awkward, like Zazel launches his thing right here. Then this like awkward you see where it's like suddenly like, oh, we're too far forward, we can't fight, and we have a Kindred, a LeBlanc, an Aphelios, all on us. A Shen just CC'd us. Like, what are we doing? Like, and it doesn't help that Bang is so underfed. He has 50 less farm than Doublelift. He has 6 less kills, 1 more death, and 2 less assists than Doublelift. He is severely underfed comparatively to Doublelift. And the only person on their team right now that has a kill is Zazel, which, as good as Bard is right now, you don't want Bard to be the person with the kills. Like, and it's not even one of those like stereotypes like, oh, I don't want the support to have kills, because I have had games where you want that Lux to be fed, or you want that Morgana to be fed, because if they hit a Q and they hit an E, then the person's dead. Bard is not one of those champions. He can do a bunch of damage, but he's not gonna like take over a game if he's the person with the gold. So that I just
strong. Doublelift is out of
it
mana,
was
but you don't need
such
mana
a
when you got the
desperation play
guns
on that
locked
last
and
fight that
loaded.
they had.
Sniper rifle and chakrams ready here. That remember, the chakrams are what causes so much of the damage. As Svenskeren gets
Yeah,
popped,
this is
Broken
over.
Blade responsible for that one. TSM, one Nexus turret down. They're moving on to the second. The Evil Geniuses Nexus is exposed, and TSM will answer the challenge of one of the best teams in the league, and they will
so-
take their win 31 minutes in.
Power rankings.
Yeah, so in my opinion, that entire game was, like I said, was back in the draft. Let's go back to that, where they had the final lineup for draft. So back in the draft, I feel like this game was over the moment this draft was over, because TSM is normally, I'm going to take myself away really quick just to show you the entire scope of things. So TSM in this draft basically won off the get-go, because with LeBlanc and Kindred being able to jump forward with the Shenel, that obviously they knew how to use really well. With them being able to do that, plus having a reliable DPS in Aphelios, plus the Braum stuns and the Braum knockups, beat the fact that Volibear's really strong right now, and I can't really fault that pick. I can fault the items that he did, because he tried to go AP Volibear, which I've yet to see actually work. I've seen a lot of AD Volibears work really well. The Graves totally makes sense once again, because Svenskern's really good at Graves. But it's more of, once you get to the Karma and the Bard, that I don't totally understand, because Jizuke isn't the best at champions like that, where, like I've said multiple times now, Jizuke is so much of a, I'm going to go in now, I'm going to like send it, let's go, I'm going to try to get this kill, I'm going to split push, and Karma doesn't do that unless you're extremely fed, because then you don't really fear for your life, because you have your shield, you have your Q that's going to chunk them way down, you have your root that's going to chunk them way down. And then with the Bard, the fact that TSM gets so tanky, and Evil Geniuses only had one tank, really doesn't help them in that situation. So I have to commend TSM, because I know they've been having problems with their draft lately. They put a really, really good traditional draft essentially together and knocked it out of the park against Evil Geniuses, one of the best teams in the league right now. Probably the second or third best team behind Cloud9. So yeah, that was that's my verdict on this game. I just think that Evil Geniuses at times plays live by Jizuke, die by Jizuke. Like, if Jizuke plays really well, they do really, really well. And he doesn't have to be the carry, so to say, but it's whenever he starts to do stupid stuff like he was doing on Karma, where, like, that play that he had where he was trying to split push real hard against the against LeBlanc, where Bjergsen was pushing top, and then Jizuke decided to push bot to try to even it out, which totally makes sense in theory if it wasn't for the fact that Jizuke didn't have any vision down there, and he also he's also playing Karma, which doesn't split push as well as LeBlanc does at all, because LeBlanc has an easy just get out of jail free card. Karma doesn't have that. So I want to see Evil Geniuses go back to giving him people like Echo and LeBlanc, just like champions that he's really comfortable on. Kassadin, that's the reason why they banned Kassadin. I am very confident on that, because I think with the Shen, they were initially possibly trying to bait Evil Geniuses into choosing the LeBlanc in some way, because like it's such a Jizuke type champion, and they had a plan for it. And then when the second part of draft, where like the second round that they got, where they picked Kindred and LeBlanc, it was like LeBlanc's still open, so I'm gonna take LeBlanc. So yeah, that's what I think. So feel free to roast me or whatever in the comments, but this is one biased sort of analyst. I don't know, I'm trying to get in the analyst game, whatever. Yeah, so see you guys.